Hey guys, I'm PM Asher,
And I'm Daniel Haddad.
and hopefully today we fix the sound for you. So let us know in the comments
Yeah, we are
if
trying
it's
something
better.
new, so
We're,
hopefully it's better.
yeah, we're trying our conference speaker instead of the Yeti mic.
The Yeti mic.
So we'll see. Hopefully it does better for you guys. So we have an awesome show today. Unfortunately, Elliot couldn't make it, so we just
Couldn't make
have
it.
Dan on.
Mhm.
But we're gonna reveal part of Series EV2's kit today. We're gonna reveal basically the first half of her stuff. Um, I think you guys are going to love it.
Hopefully.
I know everyone's complaining to me that the stream was set up late because I got so excited when I was playing as EV.
Yeah.
Just did it for forever. So
Yeah.
you'll see a little bit later when Eric Shogi's like, am I even gonna play the game? You recorded so much EV footage. So I hope you
Cool
guys
diagrams.
yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy it today. So first is first. So May Mission Madness. So what is this? Okay, so every weekend in May, hence the name
May
May,
mission.
the May part, May Mission Madness. There are going to be basically your daily missions are going to reset every 8 hours. So you can probably get close to like 2,000 medals a day over the weekend. And basically what I would do is clear off your medals, Friday. So clear off all your daily missions, and then you can do
Over the
three
weekend,
more
yeah.
on Saturday and three more on Sunday. So I think it'll be really fun for everyone. Just every weekend in May. So make sure to let everyone know. And it starts right after the stream at 6, so you guys can clear off. Hopefully, still watch the stream, but clear. Maybe you can do both at the same time. You can clear out your daily missions and watch the stream. Yeah, and then they'll reset starting at 6 right after the stream. So as you can see, what we're going to be playing today is the Unholy Catacombs. So this is the new map.
The cool incursion.
Yep, the new map, the cool incursion, the Spectral Night incursion, and we're using. How are you not wearing the hat, Eric?
I don't understand. Do you not want to be rated?
You know what?
Alright, that's fine. We forgive you for not wearing the hat. But so we're gonna be playing that map today, and we're gonna show you guys a trailer really quick for those of you who haven't already checked it out. So it says coming next week, but
it's already
obviously
out.
it's already out. And as you can see here, as you saw in the trailer and see here today, the contest is for the Guardian of the Storm Monk Elemental variant costume.
You can see Eric playing with it right now.
Yeah, so it's pretty. I think it might actually be my favorite costume in the game.
Really?
Just because I love the elemental variants, so I really like the fire and the lightning bolt when you jump in. If you're smart enough to wear one of the hats, so you look but he knows it's true. So you guys will have a chance to win that today if you type in hashtag Storm Guardian into the chat. So I think that'll be fun for everyone. And then also remember, if you guys didn't know about this update, or you didn't, everyone's typing in hashtag immediately after I say it, or if you want free Defender medals, please sign up to our newsletter. We'll show this to you really quick, but we've already given out, I think, something like 500 to 600 Defender medals per person. So it's a really good way to keep up to date on everything that we're doing, and also continue to work your way towards earning the Abyss Lord or Series EV2, which we're going to.
Or their cool skill spears, or like the future stuff that's coming along the way. So
yeah, so
you definitely want to hoard those medals.
Exactly. Oh man, all anyone's doing is typing in hashtag hashtag write in, hashtag Abyss Lord, hashtag. They're just going all of them. They think they get extra points. All right, cool. So then also, guys, the last reminder before we really get into the meat of the stream and the Josh shines in the Science and newsletter is for the Steam group. So if you guys haven't joined the Steam group already, we still have one item left. It unlocks at 250,000 members. We're at 220,000 members. This is the crystalline saber, the double-edged one for the monk. It's probably the coolest weapon of the bunch.
It is a pretty cool weapon, yeah.
So Eric's like, yeah. So all we need to do is hit 250. So we need 30,000 more people in the Steam group. We'll release that.
And then we need to come up with more rewards.
Yep, we will. It's on the schedule.
Yeah.
More rewards to come up with there. All right. So first part of the stream is the devlog recap. So here we're going to tell you all the cool things that we talked about on Wednesday on the website for the last 2 weeks. And starting with PS4. So basically, PS4 is coming along. We kind of let you guys know in some forum posts that our plan for PS4 is to release Calling. Basically, June is going to be a crazy PS4 month. We're going to release Calling All Heroes and the Unholy Catacombs together, and then after that, we're going to release Series EV2, and then after that, we're going to release Series EV2 with the next patch that comes out, and then we're going to be on track to be on par with PC. And from then on, it's basically going to be the PC patch comes out, and 2 weeks later, the PS4 the full patch comes out. So they'll be on the same exact cycle, just PS4 will be 2 weeks behind.
So we're almost there, almost at parity.
So I think that'll be really exciting for everyone. I know I'm excited for it. And PS4 players, you'll get to participate in all of the events, all the weekend events that we're doing, all the things once we're caught up. So that will be really exciting. Next devlog recap. This one's kind of funny. This is
She got a facelift.
She did. The Gun Witch got a facelift. So I know some of you actually said this on the stream last time when the Gun Witch won. Yes, her face was kind of fugly.
Yeah, it was pretty bad
before.
Very sickly. Very
yeah.
I don't even know what it was.
Just weird. So
like an old Disney villain. That's what I always equated it to.
Yeah, kind of. But you know, we cleaned her up. So Dan Pinkston did a really good job. And she looks a lot better. I think she looks a lot cooler. So guys, let us know in the chat instead of just typing hashtag Storm Guardian.
They really want the Storm Guardian.
What you think of the new Gun Witch model? You can actually check out if you go to the devlog. For 2 weeks ago, you can see the full model. It's been entirely retextured and everything, so you can see the before and after and see how she looks.
Dan did a really good job.
See, Purple Anthem says that she looks way, way better. So awesome, thank you. We think so too. All right, and now DD1 map remake. So obviously, the Unholy Catacombs was a DD1 map remake. It was a remake of Foundries and Forges. We're also working on another DD1 map remake. You can probably tell what map it is here. And this is probably the best one yet.
It is, and we're thinking up something really cool for its incursion. Hopefully we'll be able to pull it off.
The plans for the incursion are really cool. So guys, just so you know, all of the new maps that are coming out, they're going to be coming out a lot frequently. They're going to all have an incursion on them. They're all going to have a really cool item that you can farm for. Now, I know we said that the sword with the flaming shield, you were going to be able to get like a bunch of different types of shields, and that didn't happen, but we will be working on that and hopefully retroactively applying it to the past one.
I kind of explained a little bit about that in the devlog. We can only adjust one thing or make one thing variable per special stat, and we wanted to make 3 things variable per special stat, and we couldn't do that. It needs about 3 or 4 or 5 days of work, so we'll see.
So Namike PVZ says, are we going to nerf the Abyss Lord?
We're not going to nerf the Abyss Lord, but we're going to bring everyone up to his level. Yeah. That is still our plan, and eventually we'll get to it.
And when will the Tavern Keeper get more puns?
Soon.
Soon? Should sneak that into hotfix. All right, so finally comments from the devlog. We like to take some of our favorite comments and post them here on the Devstream for you guys to see. I posted 2 this week. They really, the positive comments, we like pass them around the office. Everyone really likes them. Really motivates people to see what they did that you guys like and what they did that you guys didn't like. So this week, a lot of love for the incursion, and we're going to be doing more of them, and they're going to be more varied and have different objectives. So I think you guys are going to really like that as we continue. It's going to add some variety to Dungeon Defenders too. Wow, mouthful.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So now influence vote. So you guys know that we just did, I know, right? Everyone's like shocked there. Another influence vote. So we just did the hero influence vote, and Gunwitch won. And so, part of 2016, we're trying to let you guys choose even more what direction the game goes and what we're doing next. Someone, Ravenge, said, will you bring the adept back from DD? And we're going to be doing more hero votes in the future too.
Absolutely.
But right now, we don't want to just stack all the hero votes, because then you're going to be choosing a hero that doesn't come out for a long time. So you guys chosen the Gunwitch. We're starting to work on her now. And now you get to choose the next map release. That's coming out. So this is our new influence vote. Bum, bum, bum. It's the next map vote. So we have 2 maps that are up for competition. The first one is the Buried Bastille. You can take the first one is the Crumbled Bulwark. I gave the other one away. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. No cheating, guys. All right. So this is the first map. So this is a remake of the DD1 Ramparts map. It will be. And you can kind of see a nice little teaser. What would you call this? It's not a screenshot. It's like a video screenshot. It's a video screenshot of what it will look like. So
you guys, in the background.
You guys can see this here. So this is the Crumbled Bulwark. Or you can choose this map, which is the Buried Bastille, which is the Glitter Helm remake.
My vote is for Buried Bastille. I want more dungeons and Dungeon Defenders.
Yeah, I definitely want more dungeons too. I was gonna say, which map do you want to win? Yeah, I think I want that one to win too, just because the very bastard, the map is so big. It's so huge. I think there's gonna be tons of fun stuff that we can do with the incursions. Obviously, Ramparts, and which is now called the Crumbled Baroque, is a fun map too. So you guys can vote. You guys can choose one. We're gonna let you guys choose all these maps as they come out. So whichever one chooses here, then next time you guys are gonna get to vote again on the next map that you want to see. So please vote. And what's really cool is that they're going to have their own custom incursions. So we haven't made them yet, but once you vote, if you want to throw in your ideas in the comments section of the influence vote for what kind of incursions you want to see, that would be awesome. And then whichever map wins, we're going to build an incursion, we're going to build an item for, and that will be the next map that you guys get to play. Let's see. Everyone says they want both. I bet the Berry Bash is going to win that. What do you think?
We'll see. I hope so.
I think it'll win. And we'd also love to know what you guys think of the Unholy Catacombs. So if you guys have a chance, please talk in the chat and let us know what you thought of the latest update.
And if you're running a DPS Squire finally, which was one of our goals with this new passive.
All right, so people are saying they already voted for Bastille. So Josh is linking to the influence vote in the comments, so you can go there and vote right now. And after the stream, we'll take a look and see who's winning. All right, so here we go. What we're releasing next. So this is like our monthly update, I'll call it, with what we're working on and what we're releasing next. So what we're releasing next, guys, is Series EV2. We're going to show you her on the stream today. Costume for Series EV2, we're not going to show you that on the stream today. We're going to show you that on next stream. It's really cool. And the tank enemy, which we showed you guys last week.
We
and
talked a lot about the tank enemy last
and we'll play against next week. Now, what we're working on, but not releasing next. So one of the things that we've kind of explained on the last couple streams is that before, everyone in the studio, they all worked on the same thing, and then we all released everything at the same time.
Yeah.
But that didn't really give everyone enough time to finish what they're working on. So now we've split it up differently, where some people are working on things that take longer than other things. So like we talked about before, the main two things that we're working on now are the game browser and the strategic revamp.
Yeah.
So those are the two main things we're working on. However, Series EV2 is going to come out before those two things are done, because we need to make those two things awesome, and they're not awesome yet.
Not yet.
They're not as awesome as they need to be.
They are big initiatives, and we need a lot of effort on those.
So for those of you guys who don't know, the game browser is basically the thing in DD1 where you can basically start a map or a series of maps, give it a name, tell people what you're doing, restrict the eye power that people could join, kind of tinker with a bunch of settings, and then basically host a game and people can join if they want to. You can filter the list, you can search, and all those things. So that is one of the big things we're working on. The other thing is the strategic revamp, which is changing up the towers, enemies, and just the core gameplay to make the game more strategic, more fun, be able to let us make the game more challenging as you go on.
More challenging, and hopefully give you these cool, impactful, memorable moments in Dungeon Defenders.
Yep. So then, I know Eric's just itching to play. He's like, let this PowerPoint go. Okay. So we're working on the Gunwitch hero and costume. We're gonna start talking to you guys more about that one in the coming dev streams. But she won, and we're working on her. She's coming out pretty cool. I think if you look at one of our last Facebook posts, Josh actually posted a video of John animating her, so you guys can get a sneak peek of that. The Lavamancer, we're going forward and working on him a bit. More new heroes, which you guys are going to get to choose from in the future. The Dungeon Defenders remake maps, which we've been showing you in the devlogs. You just saw the Magma one. And then, like I just talked about, the PS4 Calling All Heroes and Unholy Catacombs patch. So it's going to be a huge patch on PS4. Just a little bit of explaining for PS4 really quick. I know I've seen a bunch of comments about we're not getting every event and everything that happened in these last patches. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because we want to catch you guys up as quickly as possible. So you could spread it all out and do everything, but then it would take you longer to get caught up. So we're really rapidly approaching PS4 and PC being same patch as close as possible.
Once we hit parity, it'll be a lot easier for everyone to be kind of on the same events. So it's more looking to the future.
And then I'll let Dan go over what we're working on next.
What are we working on next?
We'll find out in this PowerPoint.
Absolutely. We're basically, we tried this out with the Catacombs, right? We released the sword. The whole premise was, can we make a DPS Squire fun? And we did. We turned the shield into this spooky looking flamethrower. So with every single mid milestone release, we're going to add a weapon for a different hero that does something different. It's not how we used to do builds before, because builds were a little tedious. You had to gather so many different pieces. It's just one piece. It's a guaranteed drop, but hopefully there'll be a large variety on the things that it can roll for. So you'll get like different versions of it, and you'd always be looking for the best and most optimal one. And we've talked about this guy for years, and I guess I'm going to talk about him again. But we have finally the Dark Assassin. He is going to be making his way into Dungeon Defender 2 after like 2 years.
Everyone's like, we don't believe you. We don't believe you.
This time we're serious. He's actually gonna make his way into Dungeon Defender 2. You're gonna play against him. You're gonna really wish we didn't release him because he's all about hunting you down and killing you. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And obviously more incursions, more cool incursions. We feel like this was probably one of the more entertaining incursions we ever did, but we want to make even more entertaining ones, kind of like this one, where there's a cool puzzle piece, you have to figure out how to combine different things, different items together in order to achieve it. Like here you see Eric's running around. Maybe actually you don't see him, but he's actually running around with a movement speed Squire build with the cool flame thrower in order to pop all those ghosts. So.
Yeah, and I think that's really one of our goals with, you can see from Eric playing here now with the future incursions we work on, is that we want the items to be awesome, really change up how you play, and be worth saying, hey, let's get on this map. Eventually we want the items to be where you get one and you're like, oh, this is cool, it has like a flamethrower that reaches across the whole map and just does a little damage, or you get one that has like a circle of flamethrowers around you that does a lot of damage. We want them to be variety so you can play over and over again and pick really cool things, show off your friends, the cool item you found that might be unique to you. And then also we just want the objective to be fun, not just place towers, watch it kill enemies.
We are focusing a lot on delivering things that are entertaining. We've done the like stat thing for a long time now, where you get like a 5%, 10% damage boost, but no one really cares about that. Turning your shield into a spooky flamethrower, that's exciting to see, and that's fun to see. So we want to do more things like that.
Sweet. But they want to get to go to level 60. Just because. All right. Sweet. Cool. So now we're going to go into the thing that we're releasing next, which is Series EV2. So I think this will be really exciting for you guys. Everyone's just like, Abyss Lord is OP. That's true.
That's true. Yeah, he's OP, but we want to bring everyone up to his level.
And when we do the strategic revamp, it's going to change how you play. So even though people will be powerful, there will be strategy behind kind of what choices that you're making. So
what tower used where, things like that.
Yep, exactly.
The strategic revamp is hopefully the first step towards bringing the heroes a little closer to the Abyss Lord.
All right, cool. So
EV. Or
So
EV2.
First, we're going to go over the integrated arm cannon. So I gave you guys a little teaser of the main menu here. It's just beautiful. Abe and Josh did an excellent job.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh wait, no, no, you just let that one play the whole time. It's just
kind
really
of saw
long.
something you'll see a little later.
Yeah, it was the one you were playing. No, it was the first one. Here we go. Yeah, this is a long video. You can like relax.
Take a step back. So when we first approached working on EV2, the thing that kind of stuck out to me was her gun, right? And I wanted to focus in on that. So a lot of her kit revolves around that cool gun. And very similar to her first model in DD1, she used to take like swords and whatever and infuse them into her arm cannon. She does something very similar, except here they're called canisters. You can kind of see them on the screen now. There's 4 different versions. And basically, I think there's a grand total of 5 versions for the 5 different weapon types. And the one you see right now is the shotgun one. And this is like the rare version of the shotgun one. It actually fires, I think, like 34 bullets, and they reach when they reach their max point.
I was just playing to get. I thought that it would be guaranteed on the legendary ones. I guess it's not right now. So just playing until I could find the right shot counts for the coolest ones.
So this one basically it fires a bunch of like little explosive bullets, and once they reach their max point or they collide with a target, they detonate and deal AOE damage around them. It has a slow fire rate, but obviously it's doing something substantially powerful. So there's that trade-off. We do have rapid-fire shotguns as well. Speaking of rapid-fire,
and the animation will be fixed on this.
Yeah, the animation, all the visual stuff, including the particles, are still a work in progress. I should say that. But yeah, this one's the bow version of the canisters, right? So if she gets a bow canister, this is also the coolest one for the bows. It fires a whole lot of bullets, really, really quickly, and it's really good at draining her heat, which I guess we'll talk about in the future. And you can see here, Phil running around, mowing down a bunch of orcs with it. The bow canister is all about firing only single target bullets at high damage, whereas the shotgun is just a big old spread of AoE damage.
And yeah, guys, I purposely turned the numbers off because they're not fully balanced yet. So you just have to take a look at how it is. Yeah, this one's
They're
amazing.
great.
It's my favorite by far.
This one took the longest to make because they had to position each and every single one of those orbs.
Someone's asking if she gets a flamethrower.
She might get a flamethrower. Why the hell
Tune
not?
in next week.
But basically, this is the polearm version. So the polearm canisters are all about spreads, right? And the first version just fires bullets in a, 3 bullets in a spread. But this, the highest tier, the coolest version, fires this massive grid that travels forward. And obviously, you can have all the bullets hit one target, like you're seeing filled in here, or you can just spread them around. And that's how it works. But obviously the canisters don't only change your primary attack, but they change the primary and secondary attack. Can we talk about that, or are we saving that for later?
We can talk about that.
Yeah, so the way
we
it
don't
works,
show it there.
Yeah. Each one has a unique secondary attack. Like for example, the polearm, she charges up her gun and she releases it. And I will talk about that in a second because we're talking about we're showing the tome one right now. And the tome one is all about the AoE damage. This is also the coolest tome you'll ever find. It fires like 34, also like 34 or 36 projectiles.
You can just shoot it up in the air and watch them all go.
Did you record that or you didn't?
I don't think I did exactly that. I'll let people see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can aim low and do like a carpet bomb and mow down all these orcs, or you can actually jump and shoot it in the sky and they'll just scatter and fall across the map. These projectiles don't really time out until they hit something, so you'll want to figure out how to use it that way. And they're really cool when combined with some of her abilities, which you'll see later.
Very soon.
And this is the staff version, right? The magic staff. So when she takes an apprentice staff and she equips it, she gets these burst weapons, right? From one click, she fires multiple things, multiple projectiles, really, really fast attack speed. And you see it doing that.
Yeah. I think that I would say, after playing with her today, that she definitely has the best kit of weapons out of all the heroes. Just in terms of like a fun variety.
Oh yeah, because she uses all of them.
Yeah. It almost reminds me of like, the monk back in DD1 where he had all the different, like him combined with the huntress and all of her different cool weapons. So
that was
I think people are going to really like it.
The thing we were looking at. We wanted to have a wide variety. Like we wanted someone, and I forgot to say, if you equip the different canisters, her aesthetics will change, right? So if you're holding a sword canister, she'll be red. If you're holding a polearm, she'll be green. So we wanted to kind of have multiple EVs, a green one, a red one, a blue one, and you kind of see them and understand their different play styles.
So for those of you who are asking, I think Junt DH, so basically for EV, canisters are going to drop. So just like for the Abyss Lord tombs drop, canisters drop for the EV. We don't have the final names yet for them, but they're each going to have their own separate name, and they're each going to do the different things that we showed you here today. So that's how it's going to work. Everyone's like, flamethrower, flamethrower. So wait till we go over the skill spheres for her next week. All right, so why don't you talk more about her secondary, and how that interacts with those.
So same story. The canister kind of governs the right click as well. So like when we were seeing the grid that the polearm has, her polearm, she kind of charges her hand cannon and then unleashes it on the ground and lets loose this big ripple. That's all about just knocking enemies backwards, not necessarily for damage, but more for moving things away from her. Or like if things are beating up your core, you want to get them off it, you want to do that. For example, the staff one, you saw those big blue multi-shots that were happening. If you charge it up, she releases this really slow-moving orb that kind of just travels down the lane. Every enemy it hits, it passes through, it deals damage to them. The shotgun does this like really cool, I call it the Mega Man style blast, just as if he's charged up. It's super short range, but really big, really wide. It can hit a bunch of things. The bow, it's all about single target, high damage, so it unleashes this slow traveling bullet that you can use to like sit back and snipe things with. And what am I missing? Polearms. Can't remember. Is there one more?
Well, we'll show you guys next next Devstream. You get to see all the secondary attacks for Series EV. So all the weapons are really cool. The canisters, I think you guys are going to really like them. We have a couple questions about, is the Abyss Lord overpowered? Let's go over again. Yes, Abyss Lord is overpowered. It's something that we're going to be working on. I can't remember your name, but one person is really astutely pointing out the problem is that he's the best at everything. Yes, that's true. And that's part of what the strategic revamp is going to solve, wherein people can be right now it's hard to be really good and not also be the best at everything in the game. So
because there's not much that kind of challenges you in different ways. That's part of the problem. So we released the Abyss Lord. He's in a good spot. We really like what we did with him. And now the goal is introduce more challenges, more different types of challenges, and bring the heroes up to the Abyss Lord's level. We don't want to nerf the Abyss Lord because we like that entertaining, fun, impactful gameplay. We just want to bring things up to his level, introduce things that are a larger threat.
Check out 10. This Lord is underpowered. Buff, please. He's like, the archers, they are not powerful enough. All right.
Increase their range.
So now we're going to start the fun part of Eevee, which is going through some of her abilities in Tower. So we're just going to do one ability today.
One ability.
So tempted to do the second one. I know you're not finished with it, but it's just so much fun, even as it is now.
It looks better this morning. I don't know if you
It
checked
does. I did, yeah. But so this is the first ability, so I need to tell everyone about this.
Yeah, so you activate the ability, there's no cooldown on it, it generates heat, and you plop down these like little mines, and the mines don't really do anything by themselves, they just hang around there for a while, but Eevee can shoot them to detonate them, and they deal a whole lot of damage. And obviously, if you put mines close to each other, they'll chain detonate as well.
And you can see here I start to shoot one of them. I just wanted my specific gun to shoot them.
Boom, boom, boom.
And none of the VFX or stuff for these things are fine.
A lot of the stuff when you see about EV2 are still like a work in progress, so don't.
So that's her first ability. I love it when abilities for the heroes are also defenses.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really cool. Now, can anyone shoot those, or can just Eevee shoot them?
Right now, the plan is that she can only shoot them because, you know, we don't want someone, because you can, through skill spheres and passives, end up placing like 12 of these on a map, right? And if you go through the hassle of placing 12 of these and someone comes and just shoots it for you and destroys it for you, that might not be fun. So we're going to lock it, only she can shoot them and detonate them for now. But we might, you know, go back and forth on that. We'll see how that goes.
And someone has a question about heat. Do you want to explain how that works really quickly?
So we're trying to do something different with their mana pool, right? We did something with the Abyss Lord where his left click kind of generated mana. So we're always juggling between two things. You're absorbing mana and then dropping abilities. Same thing kind of with her. She's a robot, and she has this really cool cannon on her hand. So everything that she does generates heat, right? Abilities, they generate heat. You see your mana bar fill up rather than empty. If it reaches 100%, she gets locked out of her abilities, right? Just like you run out of mana, you just can't use your abilities. But the way she regains mana, you don't pick them up. It doesn't regenerate over time. Her left click actually discharges heat. So you're always alternating between like jumping down, dropping mines, shooting to release some heat, and then you'll be able to spawn more things and do more cool things.
Cool. When will we get to see EV 2.0's new costume? Next
week.
Stream. Not next
week,
week, but next stream. All right, so now the fun thing. So we're going to go over 2 of her defenses. So she still has 3 abilities that we're going to go over on the next stream. That was just her first one. It was just a tease. The abilities are really, really, really cool. But now it's time to show you her defenses, and we're going to start.
We talked about them a little last time. Now you actually get to see them.
Now you get to see them.
You get to see Phil making cool diagrams.
I just kind of had fun for a while placing these defenses, so you guys can take a look, and Dan will talk about them.
So in DD1, she had these node defenses, right? You place one, you place the other, draw a line between them, and a cool effect will happen. And
I was just trying so hard to make a star here. I was like, did I make a star? And then I was like, no,
nope.
I was not able to make a star.
You get a star for effort.
Thank you.
But the gist of it was, we really liked those kind of defenses, but we wanted to take it further, right? We wanted you to be able to draw different cool diagrams with it. So like you see here, it doesn't just stop when you place 2. You can keep placing like 3 or 4 or 5, 6, all the way up to like 10, 11. And the way you confirm your build is by pressing E. Just like Dungeon Defenders 1, the distance between them, how many you place, that affects how much mana you're spending and how much do you. That's a slightly better star.
I went for the easier star the second time.
Nice.
So you can see you can also place them the way you did in DD1.
Yeah, the way you did in DD1. So this one is very similar to her first node in Dungeon Defenders 1. When enemies walk through it or are inside it or linger inside it, just damage to them over time. So you'd want to figure out how to do like cool placements. Maybe that might not be the most ideal placement. Maybe a more linear one. Maybe a cluster of them, so you guys can tweak and figure this stuff out. And obviously make really cool diagrams in the tavern. We can't wait.
And like we said before, this is temp, so there's a lot of placement issues that I have, mostly because the green color is not put in yet.
Yeah. Everything else turns green except the one you're placing. That's the weird part.
But you'll see here, I try to make like a grid. And eventually I do it. Everyone's like, oh my god. They don't even know that the coolest defenses are the ones we're going to show them on the next stream.
Yeah.
And then I just went back to the start. I was like, maybe I could do it right this time. And no. I believe that when it actually goes live, you will be able to see the beams as you place them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or at least a line or
not,
something.
not the yellow line, but you'll see like a connecting dot.
Because I want to draw pretty pictures, and it's really difficult when you can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric was telling me that Lam, one of our QA guys, wrote her name with the number, so that's also something you can do.
Yeah, you can have lanes with your name in it that destroys enemies. I don't know how much cooler you can get than that. So that's her first defense. Now we're going to take a look at the second defense.
Second one, the torpedo mines.
Okay.
Ignore the big old blue placement because, yeah, that's still a work in progress. But the way it works, it's also no defense, except the way it works, once you place your cool cluster, every few seconds it's going to fire a projectile from the first one. And the projectile will slowly travel from one to the other. And when it reaches a node, it detonates and deals damage in an area, but the projectile keeps traveling. You can see it kind of going over there. And the way it works is with each successive node it hits, it does more damage in a larger area, right? So this guy you're going to place way differently than you placed the first defense as well. And that's something we're kind of looking at. And the idea is you want really large chains of this defense, for example, but obviously the larger the chains, the more expensive they are. I should note that the travel time between the nodes is fixed, so you can't like cluster them really small against each other and see like constant massive explosions. If you increase the defense attack speed, it will fire way more projectiles, and you'll see a whole bunch of cool explosions.
Yeah, and you can see in this video in a second, I just go crazy with how I'm setting up just these two defenses for EV. I have a feeling that people are going to really, really just love placing all these defenses. Everyone's going to have their own like fun little way to place them. Yeah, and I think that's what's at least for me, what's so much fun about EV's defenses is just it's like
creative outlet.
Yeah, the joy of creating something fun, you know, not just like I have a feeling that once everyone gets through it, there's going to be optimal
designs, basically.
Distances and stuff, but not like a design. So I feel like people are going to be able to like, you know, if clustering the defense is really powerful, you're going to be able to cluster it with your name or with like a star or with whatever you want. It's still a clustering. And hopefully, so there's still like self-expression in there. Yeah, and you can see here that you can stick them on the hinges. Yeah, you can stick them on the hinges and stuff too. So after I realized that when I was playing, I was like, oh shit, now I have to make like Christmas lights everywhere.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at. The idea here is that you'll place them differently based on what you're playing against. So for example, if you have a level that has some high cliffs and whatever, you can actually place these nodes and deal with air enemies if you want to, if you're clever enough. And that's kind of the thing. They're very versatile if you can figure out how to place them.
Yeah, that's when I got crazy here.
And now you're doing your Christmas lights.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, oh my god, it's gonna look so cool to see the torpedo going up and down, and it does. Look how cool that looks. I was just like, this is amazing. I would set up every lane. I don't even know if it would be optimal to set them up like that, but I think I would do that.
It does look fun. Feel really.
I just kept
cool designs there.
Just kept going. I just keep going for a while.
That's only 2 of her towers.
Can you place the nodes on walls so ladders go vertically and catch air units? So you can't make them vertical, but you can make them go in these kind of angles that you're seeing here. See, this is just so much fun already. It's like my death trap of nodes.
Nothing survives the death trap. And they're similar to ours.
I apologize for keep falling in. I'm not the best at jump. I think we might have to change her jump. It's a little floaty absolutely.
Oh yeah, she does have way more air control because I was tweaking her second ability. But
yeah.
I didn't know. Talk about that later.
Or just like change the visuals of it a little bit. So I just kept jumping and falling. I was like, jeez. it could just be me though.
And some people watch out for. Oh, and they function like auras, right? Where when things are inside them, they lose health. So defense health is also kind of important.
Yeah, and I think I don't remember. I think I might have removed showing enemies going through it yet because I know that it wasn't quite finished.
Yeah, that's still being worked on.
But look at how cool this is. After I realized that you could set them up on things and then go around, I was like, why did I not just do that to begin with?
Phil is really excited for EV, everyone.
I think everyone is excited for EV in the chat. Are you worried that the town is going to be covered in EV tackle?
That'll be great.
No, I think, yeah, that'll be awesome. I think that's part of the fun of EV. Cool, so guys, so there's still 2 more towers that we have to reveal. I know I was just playing with one of them, and I actually think her best defense is now people make fan arts in DD2. I actually think that one of her best defenses is yet to come. Yeah. So we talked last time about the pickup defenses, so we're going to show you guys how those work. I think you're going to really, 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 really like it.
Yep.
And then in addition to that, we have the other two abilities, which I know that the second ability, everyone's gonna freak out when they
see it
on the stream. When I did it and I saw it working now, I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. I was like, this is amazing. So yeah, you guys are gonna really like that. So tune in 2 weeks for more Series EV, and we're gonna take the rest of the stream to go over any questions that you guys have on the comments here. You can watch Eric beat the Spectral Night Incursion on Nightmare 4 solo. He's like, maybe. So you can get some tips from watching him play, and we have some questions from you guys from the forums that we're gonna go through as well. All right, so we have a question about the pickup defense. Are they going to work for other people or just EV? Are they going to use DU?
They do use DU. You can't upgrade them, so that you can't really invest too much DU into them. The idea is she's the only person that can take the pickup, but we're kind of looking on adding a benefit for other people, right? Because one of the biggest risks right now, or the things that, some of the feedback that we're hearing internally and from the people who got the player is, it's kind of selfish for her to place a pickup and only she can use it, use up DU, use up green mana on it. So that's something we kind of addressed already. We do have one of her pickups that currently is just a for her thing. But it's meant to be this like ultimate thing, kind of like the Colossus for the Abyssal, right? You place one of it, you use it periodically, and it's really, really cool and impactful. But so the short answer, it's a combination of she can only pick up the thing, but there is a group benefit that you'll get to see in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to be... We didn't fully explain to you how the pickup defenses are going to work. So I think when you see it, I know I saw it with super temp art today. I was like, this is amazing. And that was one of the things that I talked about. So it really does fit with her theme of placing the nodes and doing different things. So I think you guys are going to like it a lot. So we have a question from Sephiroth 113, who says, he heard we were moving the Monk Boost Store. Is this true?
It is something we're considering, as part of the revamp, we're looking at a lot of things, including the kits for the heroes, because we're not really very happy with them.
Yeah.
We want to, like we did with the Abyssal, that's why I keep mentioning him, find out for each hero something they can, excel at, and you play around with them, you have a lot of fun with, and make that all about them, and then have the other heroes fill the other gaps. So we're looking at the first 4 heroes, tweaking that around. Our current version has the boost aura removed. We'll see if that persists.
Yeah, and I think at least you can see my enjoyment when I'm talking about Series EV2 on here. I think one of the goals is to really get all of their towers and stuff up to that kind of just childlike fun where you're like, this thing is so awesome, and just we want that effect to be on everything.
And hopefully the depth of even while you were placing, you're like, oh, I can place them on these walls now. I can do so many more things.
Just like with the Abyss Lord Archer
archers,
especially on this map, which is awesome. So we have a question here. Is EV going to have a combo like the Abyss Lord with the hero and costume for a bundle deal? Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are going to really like the costume.
It's a little buggy though.
And that was clever. And Eric's shaking his head. It was so good. Such a good pun.
They wanted more puns in DD2. So
yeah, they got one. There they go. The Gunwitch costume, though, I think people are going to go nuts for. Maybe we show that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, the Gunwitch one is a treat.
Yeah, the Gunwitch one, everyone's
I'll have to ask the person who gave me the buggy pun to come up with that one.
Who gave you the pun?
It was Caitlin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like,
oh man, that's clever.
We should go out to them. That's awful buggy. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, sweet. So let's take some questions from the forums here. We have, in the last dev stream, you mentioned that you didn't like games where you had to play for a month or more to unlock things. Currently, heroes cost 10,000 medals, which is 40 days of dailies going by the same rate mentioned in the stream. Uber Spheres cost 5,000 medals, which is 20 days. Don't you feel like these prices are too high, or that perhaps the number of medals are given are too low?
So we just introduced medals, and we're being super cautious with them right now. We have a much bigger vision for medals. We want you to be able to buy more things with them, spend more things on them. We talked a little bit about pets, where we want to get rid of the way we did pets in the past, and you can go just buy different versions of pets or cooler versions of pets that do very specific things for Defender medals. So there's a lot of things we want to do with Defender medals, but unfortunately we need to work our way up towards that. We're a little nervous that if we release the earning or the way you earn medals too leniently, you'll just be hoarding up these medals and waiting without anything to spend them on. So we're a little strict with it right now, but as we start to have these systems come online and you guys interact with them more, we'll be tweaking that economy and allowing you to gain more and more. And obviously by joining the newsletter and taking part in these weekend events that we're doing, you'll be able to, for the time being, just help yourself and get even more medals.
Yep. Oh man.
Oh man, come on.
Oh. I guess he didn't show you guys how to win.
It is a challenging thing to do solo.
It is really challenging. But that's one of the things that I loved about the Spectral Knight incursion is that we immediately were seeing guides on the forums pop up about how to build your characters to beat it solo, and I think that's what's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's hopefully something we'll see more in the future there. Yeah. All right, next question. Any chance for a working and editable ignore list?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But in the far future, we want to kind of get matchmaking in a good enough spot, and then help you find matches better, help you find or play things the way you want to with your friends first, and then add these things like an ignore list and kicking options and things like that.
Yeah, and I think someone's mentioning about this challenge being challenging here. And I think it's not hard to put archers everywhere and win. One of the fun things about how this at least kind of is like how this kind of works is that the thing you have to do to win is different than in other maps. And I think that makes it fun. So even though you might be awesome tower defense god with your OP Abyss Lord and your skeletal archers, you still you don't just then walk away. And go watch Netflix for a while and come back and have beaten the map. You still need to do something.
You need to defuse those ghosts, otherwise they'll just shut down those archers.
Yep. So please, if you have challenge ideas, like we said, the influence vote is running now for the next map. Yeah. Please put them in.
Get on the forums,
the comments there.
Pester Josh.
All right. So this person says that they think that Nightmare 1 through 4 is too much and spreads people all over. Would you guys consider changing Nightmare 1 to 4 to just Nightmare?
That's interesting. We do want to do something to refine that leveling experience, right? And maybe I can talk about it a little bit, but we're considering removing free play, right? Yeah. There's this thing right now where there's this campaign, and there's this cool end game, and there's this lull in the middle called free play where you're just playing to level up. That's kind of something we're looking at. It's not Nightmare specifically, but we are kind of looking at our different buckets and figuring out how to combine them so that, you're playing with your friends in smaller buckets and just having a very happy, fun time together.
I think at least for me, it's like I really agree with everyone where like we need to reduce the total number of difficulties. I think it's something we're gonna look at. But I think that the server browser will fix the Nightmare 1 through 4 issue, and I think it'll become fun because right now it's frustrating because you're trying to matchmake into a map and you have to pick the difficulty mode, which is Nightmare 1 through 4, and the chance of you finding anyone is just low. But once we have the server browser, and then it's going to be more about you look for what other people are doing and pick something that you want to do. So some days you might play Nightmare 2 to find something with your other character. Some days you might play Nightmare 4. So I think that will definitely help
get us there. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next question. Could we have an extension or removal of timeouts in privately hosted games?
You can have something. We are looking a lot at our timers. We have so many of those damn things. With the matchmaking revamp, we're trying to look at all those timers and figure out which ones do we actually need, which ones do we not need. Same thing for the timeouts. So we're all taking that whole matchmaking flow, that whole game session length, all that stuff, and we're trying to just look at it and trying to improve it over time.
Cool. Oh, someone says, is there an easy way to level our characters that's not Harbinger?
There might be soon. Currently, it's just, I guess, gather a bunch of friends and play together, have them carry you in some harder content. But that's the unfortunate current state.
Is part of the matchmaking changes going to be preventing people that were kicked from your game from joining the same game?
That is something that we are looking at right now. I can't remember because I talked about this with Bryce like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I just don't remember the answer. But hopefully the answer is yes.
Hopefully. You will have a lot more control over the way you're setting up games. So if it's not in when the first release comes out, it'll be a lot easier for us to do after that. This would be an interesting one to talk about. Will the Abyss Lord get Harbinger and Betsy weapons?
Maybe one day in the future we do something like that. Well, our main focus right now is those cool, like you see, the shield that spits fire, right? And looking at the first 4 heroes. The Abyss Lord has a lot of cool shit about him. EV2, like you just saw, Phil is really excited about her. She has a lot of cool things about her. Our first 4 heroes need a little bit of love and attention. Our core gameplay needs, also some love and attention. So we're focusing a lot on that, on our first 4, because, we're hopefully building our heroes from now on in such a way that they're very interesting and captivating and entertaining, or to the point where you don't really need a Harbinger piece of gear or a Betsy piece of gear just yet. So we're taking that time and focusing it on our first 4 heroes while we continue to release new heroes.
Yeah, and I think more so than making so many weapons for each character class in the future, we might focus more on actually maybe removing some of the Betsy and the Harbinger weapons and
we talked
doing
about
stuff
this.
like this, which is really cool and impactful as opposed to some of those.
We talked a little bit about this several dev streams ago, where I mentioned that we don't want to make new builds. Builds are kind of something we tried and we're going to eventually sunset. The new way to kind of play Dungeon Defenders 2 is with a whole lot of heroes with like really cool, unique pieces, like you see the Squire's sword and shield here that turns into a flamethrower, and that's like the fun of it. Not like hunting down items, a whole set to get this really small damage boost that you need in a very unsatisfying way. So yeah.
I think it's like we want you to find the fun things quickly and be able to use them and make fun groupings, and then there is depth in like, okay, well now I want the right passives to get the exact right build that's perfect, but you're still having fun with the cool thing they do. And you guys will see Series EV skill spheres and passives next week, and next dev stream, and they're really exciting, so I think you guys will like that too. And so now a question about builds: why doesn't the Poison Dart Tower's Poison Explosion passive semi-stack with the Serenity Auras per G?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. But kind of like I just said about builds, we're going to focus less on making things like that and more on making things like the sword and shield that you see over there. And we want the first 4 heroes to be fun by themselves. We don't want you to spend hundreds of hours to get this very specific gear that makes them then fun. So those are the kind of things that we're focusing on.
So we have here a question about map difficulty. They say the maps are not in the right difficulty order. Are we going to fix it?
Yes, that is actually something we're looking at soon. We're not working on it right now. Right now, focus is EV2 strategic revamp. But like we're doing this whole matchmaking thing, it all started with the matchmaking thing. When we started coming up with new ways or better ways that you guys can play together, we started looking at our different buckets, all our map lists and things like that, and how can we cluster the content better in more entertaining ways. And the map list was also one of those things that we looked at.
So Impact Mr. Walkway really wants to know if we're going to fix some of the aesthetics with the Storm Monk costume, the Guardian Storm. I'm not sure. I'll talk to Josh after and see what he has to say about that. All right, the final question, then we're going to take just a few more from the comments here, is are there currently any plans to address Horde waves in Onslaught? I think the plan is to remove Onslaught.
The Horde waves are incredibly fun, right? That is probably one of the more entertaining things that I experienced in Dungeon Defenders 2. We want to take that experience and figure out how to make it across the whole game, right? Because the fantasy of Dungeon Defenders 2, I keep kind of harping on it, is this small group of heroes against this massive enemy horde. So obviously the horde waves are incredibly entertaining. What are we going to do with Onslaught? We'll see. We'll talk about that over time. Right now our main focus is getting the core gameplay fun, the maps themselves fun, coming up with cool, challenging content like you see here. This was the first time we set out to do it and succeed, because we tried with Betsy, we tried with the Harbinger, but that content was generally not didn't work out as well. And now we just want to continue working on that, capitalize on that, and take it from there.
Yeah, I was just joking about but we really want to focus on making the stuff that's good better, getting better stuff, and eventually we will make survival mode that is really good.
Yeah, the fantasy of Onslaught, the whole idea of this endless mode is fantastic, and we want that in Dungeon Defenders 2. We don't feel like the current Onslaught is achieving that well, so that's the problem with it.
Yep. So we have a couple questions about pet reroll items. Will you ever be able to purchase them?
You can buy stuff for defense medals now that affect affection level. So there is a possibility we'll just include that stuff for DMs. That's a good idea.
I definitely think there is something that we may put that in there for defender medals, like you said. Are we going to fix training dummies so that we can see the DPS and all these numbers?
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, but big list of priorities. That one probably falls a little bit lower.
I think we had a question about, let's see here, will streamers get codes. So guys, if you're a Dungeon Defenders 2 streamer, just message IMISM and he'll hook you up with some stuff to give away on your Dungeon Defenders 2 stream. What's happening with the Betsy pack? Is it gone for good? Is it going to come back for Defender medals or drop from a map?
It should be back for Defender medals.
It's only for Wyvern tokens.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think that will. Same answer as the pet real items. Very likely.
Very likely
come back for Defender medals.
For Defender medals. Or with the cool pet revamp that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Something with her.
Let's see. Here's an interesting question. Why does getting 200 hero health give you like 20,000 HP, but anything above that you need nearly 2,000 hero health to get 10,000 more HP?
I think he's talking about stats.
Yeah.
Stats points. So that was something we tried with the stat allocation system, where early on 1 point is worth a lot more than later on.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually it normalizes where 1 point is just 1 point of health, but early on it'll be like 1 point gives you like 100 or whatever health. That was something we tried. If we see that it's a problem, we'll look at changing it.
Mm-hmm. And guys, PS4 news, like we said in the beginning of the stream, the PS4 plan June. Just remember the month of June. So you're gonna get tons of stuff. You're gonna get Calling All Heroes and Unholy Catacombs update first.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, you're gonna get Series EV2 Hero, which we showed you today on the stream. And remember, this is June. And then after that, you're going to be caught up. And then from then on, you will have a patch come out on PC, and 2 weeks later, it will come out on PS4. Sweet. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Dungeon Defenders Devstream. Mm-hmm. Please tune in 2 weeks to watch the reveal of Series EV2. There's a lot more cool stuff to our hero, and I think you guys are going to really want to see all of them, especially one of the defenses and one of the abilities, which are probably one of the coolest defenses and coolest abilities in the game. Remember to vote in the influence vote for the next map. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited to jump off the stream and see who's winning. The last influence vote was our most voted vote yet. I think we had it was a ridiculous number, like 250,000 votes or something put in there. So I hope that this one gets close to that. Mm-hmm. We're going to be trying to run votes concurrently. So hopefully after this vote, we're going to get another one up right away where you guys are going to get to choose something else that we're working on. So please stay tuned for I think they've changed the name of it to the Tinkerer's Lab. And if not, I blame Josh for putting it on here. So please stay tuned to watch a bunch of our most dedicated and awesome streamers and fans talk about everything we talked about today. I'm sure they're going to go really in depth into what they think about the Series EV2 and her defenses and abilities revealed today. So stay tuned. Thank you.